great weekend. Oh my God, go fuck yourself. That was then. This is now, bitch. It's a whole new set of rules. It's Monday. If you ain't waking up with the taste of blood in your fucking mouth like a shark 5 feet from the shore, you fucked up. You understand? Because Monday is when you go. Everybody else is like, still the weekend. You fucking go.
Hey. Welcome back, brother. Thank you. It's good to be back. It's good to be back on air. I missed you guys the last couple of weeks. I just want you to know I missed y'all, hopefully as much as y'all missed me. So it's good. Feels good to be back. Yes, let's go.
First thing we need to know, we got a phrase out there, upside down pineapples. We need to tell the people, this is a wonderful new phrase we're just learning. What does that mean? What does that mean?
So I was on a cruise. For those of you who may or may not have been on Virgin Voyages yet, and you have the opportunity, I suggest you go. Food is incredible. The ship is incredible. Everything about it. But there happened to be an incident that jumped off just as we were getting ready to come back onto the ship and come back to Miami, where somebody yelled out on this tram that we were taking back to the boat, "There's a bunch of upside down pineapples on here." So I'm not familiar with any kind of terminology like that. And I just thought it was such a random thing to say. So I leaned over to somebody sitting next to me. I said, "I'm sorry, excuse me, but what does upside down pineapples mean?" And they said, "You don't know?" And I said, "No." They said, "That means that those people are swingers." And I said, "Really?" I said, "Wow." I like, you think of a lot of different things. And interestingly enough, you never think to yourself how there are subcultures within cultures. You know what I mean? Like, right. We think to ourselves about, alternative lifestyles and this and that and the third, but you have to now think about it. They actually, I guess, have to have, terminology and things within their culture that doesn't resonate with those of us who aren't part of that culture. So when you hear these things, it just throws you for a loop. So for those of you who've never heard that saying, or for those of you who are familiar with that saying, going forward, if you're ever out anywhere and somebody's wearing an upside down pineapple, or you're by a home that has an upside down pineapple on it, or anything along those lines, according to what I'm now understanding, it means that those people are swingers. So not only are we, here to motivate you, we're here to educate you too. It's just,
oh my God,
things happening in this world. So
let me just say that it's fucking hilarious, and I'm glad that you brought that up. It's like, it reminds me of this movie. What the fuck was the movie called, man? I forget every time I bring it up. I bring it up all the time and just can't remember. Anyway, Leon plays in this movie. Leon stars in this movie, and it's about the kind of, I guess, underworld of the down low brother.
Okay.
And they have this thing where they go, like, they look at you and if they think you get down, they'd be like, "Yo, something in your eye," and that's the signal, like you just said, uptown punch. So they'd be like, "Something in your eye," and they'd be like, "Yeah," and then they go do what they do. So I think this is fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? Anyway, we're happy. Welcome to Motivation Monday. We're happy to have the good brother back and him on vacay. And you deserve a vacay, to be honest with you, bro.
I appreciate that. And it was a really nice vacation opportunity to get away for a while. I was down in Miami for a couple of days, then hit the seas, went to Taino Bay, which is Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. If you haven't had a chance to go there, please also do yourself a favor and go there. They have this wonderful strip called the Rainbow Umbrellas. And when I tell you it's a beautiful thing, like, it's really incredible. They have all these beautiful rainbow umbrellas up in the sky, and just a lively neighborhood where cocoa, hand-rolled cigars, empanadas, and everything that you could think of. But it really ingratiates you to not only the culture, but the people themselves. They are super friendly. And then just the energy of it all. Like, I'm not even a hot chocolate fan now at this stage in my life. I ain't lying to you, T. They gave us a shot of cocoa. That was the best cocoa I've ever had. I was like, "This is it? Yeah, we only giving out shots. No glasses on this one? No mugs, nothing? Okay, all right."
You just like a black person. I said that shit in my shows this weekend. I said, black people, they so greedy. Every time a black person orders something, they go, "What it come with?" Like, a black person never just order some shit, walk away, be like, "I'll have the catfish." Black people always go, "What it come with?" I'm gonna get the cat, but what it come with? I see you greedy motherfucker. They was holding back of their head like they're looking at some big McDonald's menu and shit. You get your greedy ass out of here. Anyway,
Oh,
again, welcome people to this episode of Motivation Monday. Weekend recap. I had a great weekend, by the way. Was over here, ran into some old friends first before I left out of town to go up to Rochester. Where were we? We did mingles. So it started Thursday, right? So we doing mingles. And my good friend Lottie Mae, good old Lottie Mae. Lottie Mae, 25 years in the game, been supporting us, following us. So she comes by mingles, her and a couple, girlfriend or whatever. And me and Rick and then, sat through the show. We had a good show. We had about 7 comedians that night, which was awesome. We get out of there. They said, well, where y'all going? Y'all hanging around? So no. We have a system. Once we get done working, we go let our hair down all the way down. Like out here, I'm in public. I can't really relax. So I did my public servant duty, right? I had my last little drink, take some pictures, whatever, for about a few minutes, but then we go to the, bar. So, where is it? I'm going to meet y'all over there. I'm off for a few days. Lottie's a workaholic as long as I've known it. I've seen Lottie the last 3 days. I seen Lottie Thursday. Lottie came out. It's on the market. We'll be back there in the market. I'll see y'all here. Came out Friday. Then I had to go Saturday, shoot up to the Rock, do these 2 shows. Woke up the next morning, shot back down, and got to be in there, betting on my football. So I got to watch my football. So I'm in that. Yeah, we'll be watching the games about 4:30, into the night game. Okay, I'm gonna meet you there. So she really came through about 5:30. Now she got a whole nother crew, right? We got 2 with her, 1 meeting her there and shit. So we like, okay. So now we entertaining all of them, and it's just me and Rick and a couple people at the bar watching the games. We had a great time. But when I went up to Rochester, bro, I felt like, people don't. I love this part about the game is like, this is how I know we do a great service for you guys. If it's entertainers like me, I come from the bottom. The song started from the bottom. I come from the bottom, not just in life. Yeah, I'm from the projects and life, but in comedy and entertainment, I come from the bottom, meaning I had to do everything before everything was done for me. If that makes any sense. I had to get to a point. I didn't just come in this game and it was all laid out. I had to learn every aspect of it. I had to learn how to market and promote it. I had to learn how to set a room up with tables and chairs and tablecloths and candles, and I had to learn sound, microphones and speakers and DJ equipment, all that. I had to learn door, ticket taking, everything, cleaning, every part, bartending, every part of it. I had to learn and do it. Right. So now you fast forward 10, 15, 20 years, you have a whole thing in place now. Now there's a person to get paid to do all those little things that I had to do in the beginning. Now I can be the entertainer. I'm at the level now where talent shows up, jumps on stage, gives you the show. Game over. We have fun. Buy some merch, whatever you want to do, drinks. But Amir, I couldn't tell you the last time that I had a show night where behind the scenes, everything that could go wrong went fucking wrong.
wow.
Like all these hurdles and challenges, and it wasn't like, the only thing we had a little time to prepare for was my door girl. My door girl, my ticket taker, who check people in and seat them, and because you got 2 type of tickets. You got people who want to be sitting at the table and comfortable. That's reserved seating. Then you got just chairs. People just want to watch the show. That's general admission. So she does all these things. So she calls about 3-4 days ahead of time and said, listen, guys, I got some family personal shit I got to take care of. I'm not going to be able to make Saturday. We're like, okay, no problem. Because, at that time, we know mad people. So I call about 2 days before. I call a couple of people. I find a young lady who's, oh, yes, I'll do it for you, T. Thank you. So I think we got that covered. Nope. 3:00 p.m. Show. Now, doors open 6:30. 3 p.m. I get the text. Can't make that first one. I'll try to get to the second. I can't go off a try.
Yeah.
But you can't do the first one. So I say, you know what? Fuck it. Don't worry about it. I call a second person. Same thing. Yeah, I got you. Then they hit right back. I can't make it first. I say, you know what? Don't even worry about it. You sure? Yeah, I'm sure. I call my co-host, Sydney. And I said, Sid, man, Cause Sid like to roll in like showtime. So I said, I need you there early now. No later than 7 because me and you, more people ain't coming with short staff. Me and you're gonna have to pick up that slack as far as checking people in and seating them and everything. So no problem, T. So he gets there. So we're running, doing that shit, boom, boom, boom. But before I could even do that, my DJ, he said, "Oh, it's first Saturday. You forgot to tell you I can't do first Saturdays." I'm like, so now I'm scrambling for a DJ. Find a DJ. He comes. DJs, man, DJs are DJs. One thing, people may think all entertainment's the same. It is not. DJs are DJs. Like comics, those of us who've been doing it for a while, professional, we understand sound and microphones and all that. DJ just bring a mic. You know, it can't don't work like that, bro. You need to bring a mic we can test and and sound check and tweak to expose clear for the people. I said, you got a cord mic? Nah, got cordless. I get. I said, you know what? We so behind the ball. Just come, man. We're gonna make it work. So when he comes, sure enough, like I knew, as soon as he cut the mic on, the sound is all crazy. So this is 10 minutes before I gotta start seating people. I said, come on, man, let's tweak it. I need this. Da, da, da. So it's taking a minute for him to figure it. So I said, you see, this is why I asked you for a chord, because you see your little mixing board, you put that right in there. You could treble, mid, bass, volume, game over. But with this, you only got one thing you're going into. You're going into your mixing board, your DJ, and it's hard to tweak. He said, oh, I learned something. Yeah. So we get that. We get that the best we can. I open the doors. I'm running the sumo. Now, the day before, the young lady who owns the building, I bring my food. Quincy drives the food up from the restaurant in Buffalo. She calls the day before. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we got one fryer down. That nigga's like, he's pissed off. Like, don't you think you should have told me this so I could got a fry? Like, I can't put the fish and the chicken in the same fucking fire.
Yeah.
You're gonna have chicken French fries and fish French fries. Okay. So the nigga, we end up having to get a fryer, rectify that. Then the parking situation changed. The people around her who used to let her use the parking, now they saying, fuck that. Y'all got to pay to park it. $7 if you want to park it, right? Or you go underneath to the thing. That was a problem, getting people used to that shit. Then the worst thing to me, we had a handicapped person come, right?
Oh, wow.
Once we knew we had that dictated whether we could use the second floor or the first floor. Because the first floor is wheelchair accessible. They got the little machine. You go in there and lift you up. Mm-hmm. But there's nothing for the second floor. So, all right, we got to keep it down, right? Why the fucking thing break? I'm over there. Now, this the funny part is this ain't a regular wheelchair nigga. This ain't this nigga. Yeah, the girl comes in, she's like, oh, we can just lift him up. I'm looking at this motherfucking miniature car. I'm like, you can't just lift this nigga up. No, get the big dudes. They got the big security niggas come over there. You see niggas go, nothing happens. Like 3 of those shits. I'm sitting there going,
this is not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. And what make it worse, this, like I said, this ain't a regular nigga in a wheelchair that got shot on the block. This nigga. So while you're fucking around, this nigga is bothering you. You know what I'm saying? You're not a guy that got shot with the shit bag. This is a real handicapped dude, right? Good spirits. He really wanted to see the show. Good spirits. So I'm feeling real bad. I'm like, fuck. So the father's like, no, it's cool. We appreciate the effort. We'll just get a refund, come to another one when they get it fixed, whatever. He said, yeah, we got to get out anyway because the Cesaride guys, the truck comes for him at 9. He got to get on. I'm sorry, no problem. So I get to run and doing the show. I got to pee. You got to walk by that area, go to the men's. I look over, these niggas are still here. It's like 9:30, 9:40. I said, what's up? We missed the Cesaride fan. We got to wait. They got to send another one. If I could have pulled a blood vessel out my fucking forehead that night, bro, I would have. Shows, immaculate, funny, B flat out of Philly, top flight, everybody just crushing this shit, right? The show's amazing. And I always laugh because I said, people knew, like they just sitting there laughing, eating, drinking, having a great time. Nigga, if you knew what the fuck I'm doing out here, chicken with the heads cut off behind the scenes, So I thank God, I knock on wood a gazillion times because he always finds a fucking way. I don't know how. He finds, because you be looking at that shit. Once you get halfway through it, B-Love, you be like ready to just quit the whole situation. So that was
I
my
know.
weekend. It was a great weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Harvey, our third partner, is running a little behind. He'll be in later. But she looks way better than Sean Harvey. So we have B-Love in here to give us some spice and some
Hey
sexiness.
guys.
And yes,
Yes.
I know what you're thinking. I know what they're thinking. That is her real forehead. So, with that being said, B-Love, we're going to dive into what we're talking about. Here's
I
the
got a
thing.
lot of brain to cover here, talent. You know, it's a lot of brain to cover.
No, your point is very sexy. I tell you. Listen. No, seriously,
I've
like
never
if you
been
want, okay.
forehead flirted with before.
I'm
This
gonna
is the
take a
first
minute to explain what I'm talking about. And Amir, you're gonna understand as a man. When you have a nice face, right? Forehead is good.
one.
Is when you don't have a nice face, forehead kind of can work wrong for you. With a nice face, am I lying? I mean, as a man, when we look at a
That's
woman,
true.
why do you think? I'm telling you, why do you think the ponytail is so sexy? It's the most simplest thing a woman could do, but it's sexy because the hair is pulled back off the forehead, so if it lets her face shine.
Okay.
It was a nice face.
Right. If it's not,
Like my white
wear it
friends,
down.
like my white friends say, easy on the eye.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you.
So
How are
welcome
you
to the show.
kings doing? Thank you. Been a minute.
Everything is good. I brought you in. Amir wasn't here last week either, which makes it great. But the topic last week, we were talking about this. I wanted to say new nigga so bad, but you know, we're talking about the new man. It was right here, like new nigga. The new man seems to be lacking to me backbone. Now let me give y'all context, right? So last Sunday I'm at the Stress Factory, and show is beautiful. Show's going on beautiful. Tommy went up and did his thing. The two people we bring up did their thing. I mean, the vibe just keep going up. I go up, do the opening part of my shit. Great. I bring up Walt the Wiz from the Black Ink Crew. Walt the Wiz goes up, and he's having a great time. He's only about 7-8 minutes in the set. He's doing about 15, and he's doing blah, blah, blah. And out of nowhere, this lady, back middle of the room, just stands up and kind of like, I don't want to call it heckling, because heckling sometimes makes sense. This didn't make sense. It was just a lady yelling at the same time he was talking to the mic doing his thing. So you thought it was maybe he said something that hit a nerve and she had a rebuttal. Wasn't nothing to do with that. She was just trying to talk about what she was trying to talk about. So he goes into his last bit. And he says, he's talking about his woman. He goes, ladies, you know, we love y'all to death. He said, but sometimes y'all, it's the timing of y'all shit. Y'all timing to be fucked up, right? He's saying the shit, Leach setting up his joke. And the bitch still yell out. So when she yelled out, he's not even facing it. It was perfect time. He goes, see, like this, bitch.
Right.
It's not the time. But it ended up being super funny, right? So he goes into his bit and he's telling a funny joke about him and his girlfriend, and they have sex, or you know, she suck him off, and he's like just bust nut, and then she wants to have these deep conversations. He's like, not now, man, I'm tired. So that's the kind of punch of the joke, right? But when he finally gets to it, she's still now at an inch to the stage. Now I'm a little pissed. It's really getting under my skin because bitch, you being rude. So he goes, you know what? I think you just need a fucking hug. He puts the mic down on the stool. He goes out in the audience to the back of the room. He hugs her, comes back, grabs the mic. This bitch still da. He go, thank y'all, good night. And he goes out. So I go up, I go cut the music. Hold on. I said, hey, loud bitch. I said, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what's your problem? So I really can't make it up. So I said, you know what, T? Digress for a second, right? I said, so I fell back and said, you know what? I'm sorry. What is it you're trying to say? What do you want to say, right?
Right.
This bitch says, I've been a nurse 26 motherfucking years, and men are the worst patients. What the fuck that got to do?
With
the price of rice in China.
With anything. So now I got to make it funny. I'm like, what? I said, well, thank you, but So what the fuck I gotta do? Ain't nobody pass out in here, and we don't need you. Congratulations, right? Somebody what happened? And I go, let me recap. You made the oxtail for Thanksgiving, right? You had no, nowhere in it. Can I see how you added up to nursing? So I go, really, I think made kind of rubbed me a little extra. We had two big tables of about 8 or 9 Caucasian families, right? Two big families sitting, and she's kind of like in the middle, one's here and one's here. So you could see on their face, like, what the fuck is this, right? So I go, and you got company, bitch. I said, yo, people pay $45 to be entertained. You're ruining the show for everybody. It ain't just me. I know you think I'm picking on you. I said, but everybody, on the count of 3, let's tell her to shut the fuck up. 1, 2, 3. So 200 people, shut the fuck up. So now she's like, so stupid. Sit down. You don't hear from her the rest of the night. Now here's what got to the topic. When I looked at the table, I get double disturbed because it's 2 women and 2 men. None of you motherfuckers thought for a second to go, hey, sit down, or I'm sorry, or walk her off, whatever the situation is. I got so mad. Now I'm not mad at her no more. I'm mad at the 2 dudes. Right. What the fuck kind of situation, or what kind of men are y'all that y'all not protecting the women? And sometimes protecting you is protecting you from doing some dumb shit too.
Agree.
So I came on the next day and I was like, yo, where is the backbone in men now? Like, these dudes sat there like this wasn't a big thing. This was a big to-do. And more importantly, sit down. You're embarrassing us. We'll talk later. Or, do I have to walk you out? Because I'm not going to sit here and you're not going to embarrass us like this or whatever. Right. Did nothing. Sat there, was like, so I wanted your opinion. First, you, Amir, like, do you see that? Because I see a lot of this lately. This just was the thing to trigger the conversation of it. But I see it when I'm out, like dudes falling back or being softer. It reminds me of a line from Brian McKnight's song. He's like, I'll be all you need me to be type thing. Like, nigga, are you reconstructing who you are to fit and go along with who she is? What are we doing?
You know, it's so funny, T, and it's crazy because when you sent me the topic, I was like, oh, damn, I'm not there to jump on this one. But I think there are a number of things that factor. I think the first thing that you have to factor in, to me anyway, for where we are in terms of relationships is all of this terrible advice that's going on these podcasts collectively, not individually, but collectively. Yep. Because unfortunately, a lot of the information that's being divulged is on a case-to-case basis. For instance, you may have been in a situation or dated somebody who your situation had these kinds of issues within the situation. Right. But when we start saying all men or all women, no, that's not all. That's all the ones you know, based off of your retarded ass, not off of everybody else. And I think that we now find ourselves in this weird space where people are feeling validated because podcasts exist, because people are now able to express themselves, which is great. That's not where the problem lies. The problem lies in when you think just because that's been your experience, it's everybody else's. And that's not the case. That's just yours, again, based off of whatever you've been through. But I think something else that's going on here, because I saw something today, and there's a lot of duality to some of this in the sense of this. Granted, yes, there are a lot of men who may or may not be in their children's lives for a number of reasons, all kinds of different things. So we can't, I'm not going to single out anybody or anything. But I also think that because so many young men now are just predominantly being raised by their mothers, you pick up the habits and the things and the model, from the models that you see. Fortunately, unfortunately, we grew up, most of us who are on this thing grew up in a time and at a time where even if you didn't have a dad in your house, maybe your best friend did, or somebody who lived in your building, or somebody lived in the house next door. Mm-hmm. So you had an opportunity to see male testosterone. You had an opportunity to see how males move. Whereas now everything is you hanging out with your mom, you're hanging out with your aunts, you're hanging out, maybe with your grandmother. And I'm not saying that they're giving you bad information, but you're not around anything that would pattern what men might do in certain situations. So because of that, you then don't even know how and what to do when faced with those kind of realities. You add to that an unfortunate circumstance where now we have been asked to just keep pushing this agenda where we say, black women or women in general are strong, and especially women of color are strong, and this and that and the third. So everybody is utilizing that as a train of thought to think that that's what strong looks like when it's not. What that looks like is a woman who's frustrated by the fact that some of the things that might be utilized by other people within our group, they don't have that capability. Before I went away, I had a really great conversation with my mom, and my mom says this, and I'm a big fan of this. Watch nature channels. If you watch any nature channel, predominantly the women are taking care of the kids, making sure this, that, the third. You know what dad is doing? He out hunting. He brings his ass back. When mom screams and says, somebody's over here trying to bother the kids, then the dude comes with the fellas. Is there a problem? Do we need to, what's going on? She done already told you, 100 kids is here minding their business. We're going to need you to go over there. And that's what's happening. We don't have that kind of, in technically speaking, within our group at this particular time. So now we're looking at the product of that, which is, to your point, what you saw, which is guys doing this. Well, she can speak up for herself. And she can. But the point is, one, she shouldn't have to. And two, if she's in a position to, like you just said, where she's going to do something that may put all of you in jeopardy, then somebody has to say something. Hey, come on, I'm gonna need to reel you back in. Come on, sit down for a minute. Let me talk to you.
Yeah, sit down. And the fact that not even her girlfriend said anything to me is just like, I get the dudes because you don't know what the dynamic is. You don't even know how they know her in order to be able to check the situation.
That's a good point.
You know somebody at that table, and nobody at that table is like, girl, if you don't sit down, you look crazy. And you
But that's a
crazy.
good point, B. That's a great, perfect point. But I don't give a fuck how I know you. In that situation, no, seriously, like the fact that we're here at the table together, right? When I say embarrassing, you don't have to be her boyfriend. You don't have to be her brother. You don't have to be a coworker. You're just a person in the party, and you should be, as a respectable member of society, a human being, you should feel a little taken aback, like, yo, can you you might have to excuse yourself. You might not have enough jurisdiction over her to make her do it, but the fact that nobody even move a finger to try, then I would have left. If it was me, I'm getting away after, because people are gonna look at this whole table. And I said to her before I did the whole shut the fuck up thing, I said, Mom, people pay their money to be here. I said, trust me when I tell you, you don't want to be the show. Because I can't control. I'm bringing up 4 more motherfuckers. I can't control. They're comedians. They're professionals.
That's the
We don't know
last
what
thing
direction.
you want to do is violate
We
yourself.
don't know what direction they're gonna take this shit. You know what I mean? What do you feel, B, as far as gentlemen out here? And I don't really say men until about that 30 and up. When you hit that 30 and up, I'm looking at you like a man now. Because you're on your way to being finished learning the fundamentals in your 30s, right? So 30 and up, these men we have out here, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this trend?
Yes. And I think it goes to what Amir is saying. There's 2 things that I kind of see in these scenarios, right? Either it's to like what Amir was saying, where they're being raised by women. And so now they're subservient to the women because that's how they were raised. You don't raise your voice to me. You don't raise your voice to grandma. You don't raise your voice to your aunties. So now there's a respect thing, right? The other side of it is I think men are just tired. Like now we're sitting here talking about this, but none of us would have tolerated that if we were there, right? None of us would have just allowed B-Love to act all crazy. I mean, like, if you don't sit your ass down and tell it what it's true, tell it if you don't. But men are just tired. And for all we know, they just tired. I don't want to fight. I didn't come out here to fight. I didn't come out here to get into an argument. She want to show out and do what she do, let her. But it's not me because I didn't come out here for this. So I see both sides of it. But even to the bigger point of the no backbone thing, I just think men are tired of fighting. They're just tired. So they just rather just do you. And it's sad because when women look at men, we look to y'all for the backbone, right? you keep telling us you don't have to be strong. Women don't have to be there. You know, like let the man be the man. All right, so I'm letting you be the man, but you ain't got no damn backbone. Like you're not saying nothing. You're not respecting nothing. So where's the protection, to your point, of each other? If I go out with somebody that I know isn't a talker and they're not like one of those people, like I'm not gonna go out and start some ish while I'm out with my people, because that could go all the way left, right?
Yeah.
What if somebody else had got up and been like, if you don't shut the hell up, this is gonna be whatever, right? You start in all types of situations. And I agree, somebody should have said something, but when it comes to these men, they just tired. They don't want to fight. They've been fighting their whole damn life. They fighting their mamas, their sisters, women, the baby mama, the ex-wife. They just tired. That's
what?
I think.
That's a great sum of that, because I did mention that. I said like these guys are like, it seems like we're just like, I'm gonna go, go get along to go along to get along type shit.
Yep.
And it's like, this is wrong, but if I say it, that's a fight. I don't have the
What if
energy.
I say
Da, da,
something?
da.
She gonna go off on me. For all you know, this may be that person. Like everybody knows, Tina just goes off every once in a while. Like everybody just knows that's just how she is. She don't mean nothing by it, but she's disrupting and being disrespectful to other people. So again, guys.
So let's just say the guys are being pussy to get pussy.
Basically,
because that's it too. That's it too. Motherfucker
I
probably
ain't
thinking
right, because I
that nigga probably thinking
when I get home.
I want to fuck it up. It's my shot.
Right. Or in their mind, they were probably like, this stay home girl. Like, why they not checking her? You know what I'm saying? It's always one of those situations where somebody's waiting for something to happen.
Okay.
And, but I don't know.
I like that. No, I like that. That makes all the sense in the world. I agree with that. Perfect point. We're going to switch to part 2. Before I go to part 2, which is I call it the new woman, the 2K, this woman 2K shit going on. But before I get to that, just the statement ain't got nothing to do with nothing except I think it's bullshit. All of these surveys, these polls and censuses, and it's all bullshit.
Who answers this? I'm just trying to figure out.
Nobody fucking wrote my bill one time. Don't post about me. Nobody called me or nothing.
Right.
Thank you. Send me one. Nothing.
So all you people out there that are fucking jumping on these little bandwagons of shit going on, and this is trending in the polls and 72%. Nobody asked you shit, then don't fucking confirm that shit.
Exactly.
Don't co-sign that shit unless you part of the actual fucking poll.
Right.
Because I don't listen to none of that shit. When nigga try to tell me, well, you should do it because 85% of men over 50, fuck you.
Right.
And here's my number. Call me the next poll. Call me the next poll. So anyway, so the woman side of things, now here's my question for today, which I find interesting. I call it the woman 2K, right? So this new woman, well, they think they knew. Not really new. It's like a fucking winking in the dark. You're doing shit that don't even matter sometimes, right? So this new woman, somewhere along the line, there's a disconnect where the new woman, the 2K, forgot what a woman is. So, like I said, again, the surveys, the women want this, women want that. Stop speaking for every woman. You still got some beautiful, old traditional motherfuckers out here that, don't get me wrong, because you want equal employment, equal pay, equal recognition, don't mean you have to give up an ounce of your womanhood.
Right.
One thing has nothing to do with the other.
Right.
This woman is just saying, hey, it's not fair. Me and Rob got the same job, same desk, same cubicle. Y'all give Rob 10, 15,000 more than me. It's not fair. We come in at the same time. We leave at the same time. We do the same work. I get that. That should not infringe or have anything to do with you losing an ounce of your fucking femininity and being a woman. Because a woman job, to be a woman, has always been a balance of that. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I grew up with 5 sisters, and all the little bit of dudes in my life, they were either in jail or the service or away. So the women were always there. They were the constant in my upbringing. And the one thing I got up close and personal experience of seeing on a daily basis is the fucking balance and high wire act that a woman does. I'm the nurturer. You understand? I'm the protector too. I'm fucking, and you know how today is. It ain't 1979 where the housewife was the number one shit. No, housewives work now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I got to work. I got to bust my ass at this job. I got to do this shit for my kids and schooling and this and to and fro and appointments and fuck me because my life, because of my kids, now I got to be at all that shit.
Right.
Then I still got to find time for me, do me, take care of me. And then on the back end, God forbid, you got a husband or a boyfriend.
No, exactly. You got to
You
take
got to
care
get
of
sexually
me.
harassment.
Right. Your kids is going to leave you in a few years, and all you got left is the man. So you got to take care of the man. Don't neglect the boo.
Speak on, Bernadette B. Love, speak on from a woman's angle about that balancing act, because I've seen it firsthand. But I think these new women together have said, fuck it. If I fight this fight, I can't do this. If I be this woman, I can't be this woman. And that's not true.
It's not true. I think women, see, you have to talk about, and it goes right back to what Amir was saying, is how we're raising our kids and what women are seeing as the definition of what a woman is. Women have made sex the power tool. That's not the power tool. Your power as a woman is your femininity. And I think that that's such a lost kind of art, just to be able to be a woman, right? But I want to talk to two sides of it, because you just said a lot, right? I'm also the chauffeur, I'm the doctor, I'm the nanny, I'm the cleaning lady, I'm the, the confidant, I'm all of these things. And so I have to, in between all of that, I have to be supportive to my man, be supportive to my kids, make sure they're okay, make sure I'm okay. But not even that. Everywhere I go, I have to be a representation of what my family is, what my man is. So now I have to be ladylike, right? The way that I interact with people, the way that I speak with people, it's really that simple, right? Your femininity is just you being a woman. But we haven't really been able to be women for a long time. We got to be mom and dad. We got to do all of these things that you were just saying. And it's funny how even in the example that you just used, you said, and God forbid if you have a man on the back end. Because that
you still got to be. That's a thing in itself. That's a big. Right. That's the thing. These components are not small.
Right. They're not.
I'm not mentioning small. I'm mentioning big fucking components that some people could take one of them, and that's their life.
Right. I'm either a mom and I can't work, or you know what I'm saying. I either work, I can't be a mom, or and I think. But again, we've been this new generation of women are being created to. With the mindset that their importance, their value is in between their legs. Their value is placed on their appearance and how they look. You could see the most beautiful woman and she opened her mouth and just be all ghetto and crazy. And you're like, damn, why? And it takes away from you. But it's not easy. And we're not raising our girls to be feminine anymore. We're just not. Remember, we were raised, you wear your dresses, you wear your shoes, you got your hair done. And, these are the things that I was raised as a little girl. See, they don't even know if they're women. They wake up on Monday and they feeling like a dude. And then Tuesday, I don't know, I feel non-binary or whatever term they make up today. And so how do you stay in your femininity when I don't know if I want to be a man or a woman? I don't know if I want to be left or right. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like that's not a taught art anymore, T.
No, you hit the nail on the head when you said they're using the wrong thing as the power tool. Amir, how ironic is it that hip hop just turned 50, right? For at least 30 of those 50, hip hop has been under fire because it was too misogynistic and it portrayed our sisters in these sexual negative ways. That was part of the problem, right? So let's say the last 25, 30 years. So hip hop from the male perspective started slowly getting cleaned up with that. You know what I mean? You start hearing dudes take, they were under fire. So the videos, they got more clothes on and blah, blah, blah. It was a little different. But at the same time we doing that on the male side, the females is eat my ass like groceries, my booty hole brown, suck this pussy. How ironic is that? As a man, they can tell you clean your fucking act up.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's like, hey man, sexual harassment, and the bitch walking off is grab your balls.
Right.
So to your point, and again, this goes back to what I'm saying, are the models that we have now in society. To what B-Love mentioned, if over, and to the point that you just made, if over the last 30 years, our message has been one thing specifically, and as a little girl, you're sitting in your little chair, in the back of the car, dad or mom has on Little Kim or whoever, and whatever, and the pop. That is programming. And see, one of the real misnomers about our community and about us, generally speaking, again, not individually, but generally speaking, is we don't understanding that programming is coming at us in so many formats, but most certainly coming at us from the musical standpoint, it's coming at us from a visual standpoint. And then the biggest thing is the disconnect. One of the real tragedies that we have now in our community is the disconnect. And by that, I simply mean this. We have gone from men and women being able to say, you were jokingly, talking about Bernadette's forehead, but just take the forehead out of it and just jokingly or just honestly saying, hey, Bernadette, you look pretty in pink today, blah, 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 blah. The reason why I say that is because then conversely, women aren't doing the same thing for their guy. Hey, babe, you out here fighting wars that I can only begin to imagine, but I don't thank you enough. I don't say, I appreciate you and things of that. And that's what I'm saying. That is lost. So with that being lost, the message is just sexually, your job is to do this. Financially, your job is to do that. Because if you look at a lot of the information that's being divulged, it's you can't go to these kind of restaurants. You have to have this kind of money. You have to look this way and all that. There is no, oh my God, I got to know somebody and their spirit and the energy was just good.
Right.
I was able to connect to this person on an energetic level that allowed me to know they're part of my tribe, just based off the fact that when we conversed, we never talked about anything sexual. We didn't talk about finances. We talked about simple things. I bring that to the table because of this. I didn't get a chance to say this part. So on the weekend, Friday, one of the things that I did go, Tal, I don't know if you've ever been, B-Love, I don't know if you've ever been, but the Originals did one of their concerts in the city at a club down on 46th Street, Friday night. Originals is D-Nice, Clark Kent, Stretch Armstrong, Tony Toka, and Rich Medina.
Nice.
But when I tell you these five gentlemen got together and destroyed the spot with the music, but the one song, and y'all have heard me say this over and over again, that they played that really turned everything upside down, they played You Can't Hide From Yourself by our boy Teddy Pendergrass. Yeah. And I don't know if you know about that break part, T, when it goes boom, 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 boom. When I say the space went bananas, but what got me really going is I started really listening to the words, and we're in a club. I challenge most people to go listen to that song every day for maybe a month. It'll change how you think about yourself. It'll change the way you're doing certain things because the song basically puts the onus back on you.
Yeah.
Our problem is society has told us it's Bernadette's job to make me feel validated. It's Bernadette's job to make me feel loved. And it's not. Bernadette's job is to add on to the fact that I already feel loved. I'm already validated and vice versa. But that's not what's being taught. We keep trying to tell each other that, well, I don't feel quite right because you haven't done this or because you haven't said that. You're supposed to say that to yourself every day. When you get up and you open your eyes and you know that God let you put your feet down on the floor and you ready to face this world again, you already ahead of the game. But that's not what's being taught. So without the information being, divulged properly, people are, well, he or she doesn't want to do this, so I don't really want to do that. What? Like, what are we doing? And it is trickled to the point of what Bernadette said, of making women feel as though, well, why should I, like you said, be feminine? First of all, that is the sexiest thing that you could possibly do. I don't give a damn how much money you make. I don't care if you're the president of a country, all of that. I'm dead serious. Look, I'll never forget this. I had to be like 12, 13 years old. My grandmother said this to me. She said, a woman is always going to want a man to be a man. And she said, a woman should always be a woman. She said, if she's president of a corporation or president of a country, she's still a woman.
Yeah.
Right.
And when you
And
come
then
home to
that's
your
what
man,
that's.
you're not any of those things. You just his woman.
Let me tell you
You know?
something. Femininity is the power. I'm gonna tell you some funny shit that happened a couple months ago in a barber shop. So in my barber shop, across the street is this big gas station, right? You know the big gas station that got they cook fresh food in there, all that stuff, that shit.
Okay.
But next to it is this bus company, right? So this bus company, all these little yellow buses, they drive the kids to the schools. It's like 80, 90 percentile fucking female and fine Hispanic women, right? And you're about 5 or 6 black women. So one day, I'm getting a haircut. I'm in the fucking chair, got the thing on, and the only people in the barbershop at the time is me and the barber. So my boy Ed's cutting my hair. Enter this black woman. She works for the company. She got the bus jacket on and shit. I don't know it. Well, they said nothing to this lady. This lady just came in a closed door barbershop because she had questions. So a lady came in there. She said, "Let me get y'all brothers mind, ask y'all something." So I'm really thinking the shit's geared to him. You know, I'm just a customer, you know. So he gonna take this. But then the lady bends over the thing kind of. So when she's talking, she's kind of like right here. So I'm in this shit inadvertently. I'm like,
Right.
fuck. Let me ask y'all brothers something. So the fuck is wrong with y'all black men that y'all turn the sister down and go right to the little light bitch, the Hispanic or the white bitch, some shit, you know, and basically just walk over us and like fuck us or whatever, right? So you know, fuck. I said I don't think this lady know who I am, right? My mind went somewhere else. My mind kept it real. Bitch, you are the least feminine bitch crossing the street. I said this, but I ain't say that out loud. I said here. So I ain't say shit. I'm just keeping it. I said some real kosher shit that go with the times, and she was like, oh, okay. And then there goes, yeah, my girlfriend's Hispanic anyway. She was like, oh, okay. Well, I appreciate y'all entertaining and talking about that. As soon as that door closed, nigga, I said, this bitch get the nerve. Bitch, nothing woman about you. Like, you know, how are you? Because apparently what we got from it is some of the male co-workers are pushing up on the little Spanish bitch. Ain't nobody talking to her, right? I said, bitch, look at yourself. Like, and not even just like you ugly, but you're not making any effort to be approachable. You know what the bitch look like? This look like the only thing a man gonna say to you while you at work is, hand me that wrench. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But all jokes aside, okay, yeah, she's not the prettiest black woman in the world, but your femininity can overshadow some of your faults or things you think you're lacking in. That's just like, it's like the gentleman, right? You know how they, you know, oh, the gentleman gets the bad rap. You know, these bitches don't want a good man, and da-da-da-da. And that gentleman guy, this motherfucker might not be the handsomest nigga in the club or the room. He might not be the tallest, might not have the best body, might stutter, whatever the fuck hurdle he got in his life, but his fucking kindness and his gentleman swag, his masculinity of caring and treating a woman a certain way may make him win.
Right.
Yeah.
Because these other 9 handsome niggas that came in right before him, all of them called you out your name. All of them said bitch. All of them said something derogatory. All of them came at you wrong. Oh, look at that. Give me some of that pussy. All of them came wrong. Here come number 10. Opening the door. I thought you might want one of these coffees. They got the frappuccino. Whatever the fuck kind shit it is. But it can trump over those things that you might have originally looked at this guy and go, he don't have whatever.
You know what? The guy got a shot.
This lady, I said the only thing a nigga in her job probably say to her is, hand me the wrench, hand me the pliers. He not even looking at him. He don't mean nothing harm. He not being disrespectful.
And T, I'm just add this to that, and I mean, you know, no harm, but he's absolutely right. Part of our problem, and I saw this even on the cruise that I was just on, we're not taking care of ourselves. Y'all can say what y'all want. You can give all the tough reasons. We're not taking care of ourselves. You can't go out and not honestly physically take care of yourself, yet you want the aspiration, you want the acknowledgement. It doesn't work that way. You've never heard somebody look at a hoopty and go, oh my God, that's like a rose. Never. Because it's not. It's a fucking hoopty. But we do this when it comes to men. We do this when it comes to each other. I'm looking. I say this, and I was laughing because it was BBLs and breast jobs and all kind of stuff. But I always say this: you go through the trouble of doing all of that only to get left for a chick who's supposedly normal or regular anyway. So if you just worked on your femininity, as Talon and B-Love and I are saying, meaning just embrace who you are, enhance it in whatever ways make sense to you, so that that's way when the world sees it and experiences it, they can go, you know what, that was all right. I'm thankful.
Yeah.
We've so far removed from first and foremost trying to or acting like we're trying to be things that we not. And I watch this time and time. I'll be looking. I'll be like, what in the, like, who told y'all that this even makes sense? And under what circumstances?
Society has made made women believe that if their body is not right and tight, they not rocking. It always goes back to, and I know you two are going to agree, there's always that dude that's with that one chick, and you be like, how she get this dude, or vice versa, and you're like, how? And it's because of how she carries herself and how she is. Because men don't. Let me tell you something. A pretty face comes a dime a dozen. They everywhere. A nice body, go to Washington Heights. They all over the place. Those BBLs they new. Okay, this is not new. But the fact of the matter is that your femininity has nothing to do with what your body looks like or anything like that. It really just comes down to being who you look. These trans dudes, they trying to take this from us. It's good stuff. Femininity is great stuff. That's why they want it. They want what we have naturally, but we're not taught to enhance it or use it because we're too busy using this. And that's why I'm trying, and I'm gonna just say to my ladies too, be conscientious of like our girls, because I don't think we really paying attention to our girls. And I'll say that, like, Gina put up a video, I think sometime last week, with the 3 little girls in the mirror, and they had the wigs on. I don't know if y'all saw them, but there was 3 little girls in the mirror, and they basically emulating their mothers, right? So they're like, we got our wigs on and we look good. And there's one with a red wig on. My goodness, she's gonna be a problem, yeah. Because she was like, yeah, my wig is eating. It's saying something to me. And I'm just dying right here. She had to hear this.
Thank you.
This, right? So you got the other little 2 girls, and they was like, I'm Nicki Minaj, and the other one was like, I'm Lotto, and I'm Ice Spice, period. Like, do you guys see these little girls? And I'm just saying to myself, wow.
And that's the worst part. That's the worst part.
Like we're not teaching them. Yeah, we're not teaching them, and that's our job. Like, my mom is the one who introduced me to my femininity as a young girl, and it's not something I would ever give up. And I wouldn't change it. And so, to your guys' point, I think it's something that we need to start getting out of this mindset that our bodies are the win, that our, that the vagina is the win. It's out there. It's vagina everywhere, everybody. Hello.
And can I just add this? And I mean this again humbly. Also, it's not a competition for us. Like, I say this all the time. It's a running joke with me, but it's the truth. Guys don't care. We not that invested. I could be honest with y'all. We really aren't. The only time we become invested is when y'all become invested in us. If you ask the average guy, whatever, there's a lot of things that we do only because we have y'all in our lives. If we didn't, we'd be like, showering wouldn't be a fucking major thing for us. I'm dead serious. Eating eating properly. B, you think I'm kidding? I'm dead serious, and I don't mean that as any knock. I'm not saying that's all guys. I'm just talking generally speaking, because for us, the level of comfort that we exude, and I know that this is hard for people to really understand, but the level of comfort we exude is because, to points that were made earlier in this, in our conversation. First of all, both men and women have a ton of things that are on their mind and on their shoulders and on their back constantly. So when you don't have to put on airs, when you don't have to do all this extra, stuff that you ordinarily wouldn't do, you can't wait to not do that shit. I don't care who you are. With that having been said, when it comes to men and women, I say this all the time. 90% of y'all getting dolled up and all this is for other women. Because I have never met a guy who turned down box just because something was off. To this day, I don't know a dude who said I didn't rock with her because her bra and her panties didn't match. I don't know a dude who was like, yo, she only had one eye. But you understand what I'm like? That's not.
But they do look nice when they match, though, right?
They do. No, they do, and I'm not knocking that. But what I'm saying to you is, guys, to show you how really
show them is like, oh, it's
basic we are. It's just the truth. Look,
Amir, she just fucking proved your point. He's like, you do that shit for you. He said, if you look nice though, right?
so, and I'm not mad that you go the extra mile, because I think to what you said earlier as well, beloved, you're right. You should be, like you said, using your femininity and what you call it. But what I'm saying is, sometimes even for guys, and when we say regular, because y'all get it misconstrued, we just mean the dolled up isn't always the mode we need y'all in. Sometimes I need you in a baseball cap, some jeans, a hoodie on cool out time. Right. Real talk. And that doesn't mean that I don't think that you being dressed up is not appropriate or inappropriate. What I'm saying is, this moment doesn't necessarily call for that. And if we go out and somebody doesn't think that you look like they think you're supposed to look, fuck them.
That's right.
I mean that. Like we too, dialed into what we believe other people think we supposed to be and how we supposed to be. You can't. You got to be dialed into what your heart and your spirit says, so that this way, whatever you're portraying, one, comes off confident, two, comes off genuine, and most importantly, it's the real fucking deal. Right. Too many of us out here faking the funk. We trying to be. I'll be looking at it. What y'all doing? What for who?
Well,
for what?
I'm saying what she's saying is, with these little girls, like, that's, to me, that's the real impact. Like, we're in the front part of what's going to be worse 20, 30 years from now.
Yes.
The front part is disturbing to us because we're seeing it. We're seeing it. We're living it in real time. When you fast forward these little girls and this cycle keeps going, and you keep doing what you're seeing and seeing what you're doing and believe it to be true. Yeah. That's a whole generation. When they get to where we are, it's going to be a fucking mess. I read a book called The Gathering of Gethsemane, and what this goes to Amir's point earlier, that upbringing and who's bringing you up, and the mom and the dad, the household, and that shit is very important. And in this book, inadvertently, without saying it, they basically kind of said certain things. They pointed out certain things that put us into where we are now with this gender revolution, right? For lack of a better term. So this gender revolution, they're like, well, the gay man is easy to see, especially in the Black community, said, because when you broke the home up, go back to the broken homes where you got those single mom households. When you did that, and mom, like Bernadette, to her point where she said, you got to be all these things. So when you have a son and you're a mom, and you got to do your things at the same time, take care of him, you're taking him along with you to all this woman stuff.
Yeah.
He's in the beauty salon with you, them hours it's taking to braid your hair or get a wash and set or whatever. He's listening to women cackle and change barbs and rumors and talk the shit that they talk in the beauty salon.
Right.
He's not.
And they're talking about men.
Yeah, he's not hearing about football and who lost money and what team won last night and the boxing match and all that. He's hearing nails and feet and pedicures and at a very young age. Yeah. So he said the revolution, because, and what gives it validity, this part is, he said, what was the first thing you're seeing them pop up at later on in life when it became men? Beauty salons. Mm-hmm. Every beauty salon in the hood, every Black one, and even most of the white ones, you got a gay guy in there. Whether he's the owner or not is another story, but it's at least one in every one. Right. Yeah. So this was part of, like I said, we're saying now what's going to be in 30. Yeah. That was back then that got us now. We in this revolution. Yeah. So, like you said, society get a hold of everything. and they start fucking with it. Is society, with all, especially with all this internet and social media, it's like that white lady fucking the food up. She's just trying different things to get, because somebody done told her she's bland, but she don't know what that means. So in her intellect and her interpretation, okay, so they want the black style, they want the Spanish style. I'm gonna go get these sauces and spices, but you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
So you keep trying and fucking shit up. This is where we are with gender. We're just trying and fucking it up until whatever. And in the meantime, because it's a revolution, respect whatever the fuck I call myself.
Right. Which is and not only respect it, you got to know it. I'm supposed to now walk around and be prepared and should know if you want to be called she or her when you clearly look like a him, and will get insulted and say that your life is threatened if you're not calling, if I'm not calling you the right word. I'm just like, you know what? I stay away from it. It's really scary because it's, there's not really much we can do. To your point, it's very scary. I have a 14-year-old granddaughter. I have a 2-year-old grandson. I'm just afraid because I'm like, this girl goes out untracked. Her mom don't have nothing on her phone. I'm like, what is going on? Where's the parenting? So now I become that person. And now it's become, I'm having those talks with my granddaughter because I see what's missing, right? My daughter has it, but she's not teaching it. So now this is where we as the grandparents now, and as much as I want to be like, I'm a cute Gigi, and but they not mine, they're mine. And now we have to start reinstalling our the things we were raised with, our values and our system. Because if we allow our kids to just sit out here, they're going to be walking around not just confused, but they're insecure, which is why they have to go do all of these things to change themselves. The greatest gift you could really ever have is to be comfortable in your own skin. And it's not easy, but what you see is what you get. And I promise you, it was so funny. And I say this to women all the time. I'm like, I've had, insecurities with my body. I'm like, man, I wish I did this. It ain't never stopped no show. I just want you to know. It ain't never.
Yo, what's wrong with your body, B?
Listen, don't start talking about my food for talent. It makes me emotional.
Again, to Amir's point, we don't give a fuck about it. Yo, the shit y'all care about, we don't give a fuck. Nigga, lift that.
Nobody. We don't care. Like I said, not that it bothers you, because we care once you're bothered by it. But in the grand scheme of things, there's a million other things that you could really lend that energy to. Not to mention, this is a big one too. People don't understand this. For all of those who are like, I don't understand how this keeps happening, it's because that's where your energy is lying. And as long as your energy lies there, it will keep circulating around you like the freaking planets supposedly do around the earth or whatever we do around the sun, because your energy is tied up in it, and your energy is what allows the frequencies to go out into the universe and bring back what it is you're asking for. So I ask each and every one of y'all, please work on your frequencies, work on yourself. Look, you are who you are. Light skin, dark skin, tall, short, you are who you are. Embrace it. It would be great to say, I wish I could be. You're not. That wasn't in the cards for you. When they were dealing that out, guess what line you wasn't on?
Exactly. I wasn't on the line.
You wasn't on that line. You understand? And the thing about it is, I find it so ironic that when you have these conversations, people still are so ingrained by a lot of this, and it stems from childhood to now. And I'm like, you don't have a time capsule that allow you to go back and fix it. So stop. Just let it go, embrace it, and move on so that you can live the life that you really want to live. Because otherwise, you're stuck in a perpetual state of anxiety, depression, foolishness, and it's not, I promise you, it's not necessary. It really isn't.
Frida Jackson's in here. She said, yeah, I embrace my body. I don't care anymore. I just seen you Saturday, and nothing wrong with you.
Exactly, Alfreda. See me, love me. If you can't rock this fupa, if you ain't got this strength to lift this fupa, you don't deserve it. That's all I'm saying.
There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with your body. And let me ask you this. The two number one positions in sex is the cowgirl, woman riding you, and doggy style.
Mm.
Where does the fupa get in the way?
Wait, hold on. Those are your two positions. Everybody ain't got the same two positions.
Those are the top two. If you say missionary, I'm gonna click you out of this fucking show. Those are the top two.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Even
Hey, look,
doggy style. When you,
I did a survey.
survey says. Top 3 answers on the board. Top 3 on the board.
That's the bullshit. I did a survey. You ain't called me.
Right.
So hold on. So, where am I wrong at? Because really, in no position, I'm in my head.
No, it's the doggy style. When you're hitting it with the doggy style, right? Because you hold on to like under here. Usually you hold in like under the stomach. So you
Who the fuck is holding in there?
Sitting right on it. Keeping your hand
You
warm.
fucking midgets. You fucking midgets. Who the fuck is this nigga fucking or is he on a rock?
Listen, they handle. I fold. Yeah. Listen, I've accepted that this is what it is because the one thing that I've learned is when you go starting to change your body, you can't ever change it back.
That's true too.
Your body will never look the same. I don't care what you do, how you do it, your body is never gonna look the same. And you could tell, like we all sit out here every day, like, really, girl, you didn't get the thighs with that special? Like, you're not telling me talking about the pee and everything. And
let me tell you a funny thing. I just did a show 2:00 today. My other podcast, the 914 Fast Hour, right? And that came up, and I was telling this story, true story. I know we over time, Pete, we almost done. True story. When I was on Kiss in the morning, when advertisers come in, right, and they advertise on the station, the people who work there usually get some sort of discount. So when the cable company at the time, we had Time Warner Cable, when they came in and I was the voice for it for 3 years, I got paid to do the spots, the voice spots. But more importantly, I didn't have to pay for cable in my house. I got a big house. I needed 5 boxes, all this shit, which I'm thinking is a couple $100. All the shit I had for 3 years, I didn't know until the end when the contract was up. I said, okay, the contract's up, so look out for the bill, and you got to start paying your cable. This shit was like $600-700 a month, right?
Wow.
I said, I'm not paying this shit, so I switched to cable. So the girls enter the advertisers for that fucking belt shit, the gastric bypass, or the belt, whatever.
Oh, that rap. Wait, okay, that
shit was popular for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Now, all the fat bitches that work, there was 50% off. I want it. About 10 of these bitches. 7 of these bitches ended up in the hospital because
what?
I'm gonna tell you why. They tell you, they make you go through this orientation to make you understand that. Okay, we're going to do the procedure. That's just half of the battle. The other half is your lifestyle now has to change. So this going to blow up in you and fuck you up.
Right.
You telling these fat bitches they can't eat Twinkies. It was 7 Twinkie eaters in ICU.
That's real talk.
Because they couldn't change over all of that. That's not easy to do.
No.
When you tell somebody that's been eating a certain way their whole life, and now you want to go under the knife, and they say, okay, when you come out under the knife, you need to eat this, or you can't eat this. It's easier said than done. You tell somebody change their life.
It's a lifestyle change. But if you had done the lifestyle change to begin with, you wouldn't need the surgery. So my whole thing is, why are we doing all of this to get here? Like, go listen. It's again, I say it all the time. It's not easy. But it is the most fulfilling thing in the world to just love yourself and just be secure in your own skin. And what's so funny is when you're so oblivious to things, like it's almost like you don't even see little things anymore. It's just like you up here, right? And my vision is here and I'm always going this way. I don't have no time I don't care. I don't care what's going on over here or over here. I'm good here. So I hope if anybody walks away from anything, is that, just be comfortable in your own skin. Love your femininity. If you're not using it, use it. And teach your girls how to use it too, because we need it. Like, what I mean, I'm telling you, these dudes want this. They want that. They want that essence of a woman. And that's why I'm like, you can turn yourself
Priceless.
inside out. You will never be me. And I don't mean
But
like
this is the thing. This priceless information you just said. I can't be a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes her priceless to me.
Yeah.
Why would you want to be a man?
Right.
We got this.
Right.
We got this.
Right.
What makes you priceless to me is you're that thing that I can't be. Boom, I need that other part.
Right.
Why would you want to be the same part of what you need? The two things come together and make the perfect yin and yang. Like the perfect circle is made up of the yin and the yang. Like you can't, why would I want to be that? You never heard
When
of
we're both here though, and that's the thing, T. Remember, there's a lot of women who don't even know what it looks like.
I've
They
heard
don't
women
even
say,
know.
I've heard women say more times than I can count, ooh, man, just give me a dick for a week. I've never heard a man say,
Well, not any man you
give me a
know.
clitoris for 2 days. I'll show you how to,
You know.
I'll show you how to. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Motivation Monday. Thank you to my girl, B Love, making me feel hot today.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Amir Silly's back from vacation. Sean Harvey from the Sean Harvey Morning Show could not make it today. Personal problems. He'll be back next Monday. This has been a blast, guys. You guys always, you never come short. You guys are dope. I thank you. I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Tune in next Monday, 6 o'clock, new show. And we might have to do a part 3 of this next week. Be Love. Be on good.
You know I'm in.
Salute.
Let's talk that ish.
All right, love y'all, man. Peace, King. Peace, Queen.
Peace.
Yes.
Bye.
It's Monday, cocksuckers, and you better come prepared because they don't fuck around on Monday. Monday, most people come in, I had such a great weekend. Oh my God, go fuck yourself. That was then. This is now, bitch. It's a whole new set of rules. It's Monday. If you ain't waiting